What is going on, everyone? My name is Ganthafax, and today I'm just trying to get back in the saddle of making these videos. It's been about a week since my last video, and as I said in that video, I was moving back to college and out of my apartment that I had been living in for the last 6 months. And so I moved back in this past Sunday, and it actually ended up taking a lot longer than I thought it would, because you never really realize how much stuff you have until you need to pack up an entire apartment's worth of stuff to move somewhere. So I had originally thought that I had to have most of my stuff packed up early that morning. I'd be able to move back, get most of the stuff unloaded, and get a lot of it settled by about 3 o'clock, and then be able to sit down, and maybe make a video or something. I didn't get here and most of my stuff unloaded and somewhat settled until after 10 o'clock that night, and then I just said, forget it, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to bed, we'll worry about it in the morning. And this past Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, a student organization I'm involved in on campus has been running some events, and so I had to be involved in that, so I'd never had time to settle and really relax and actually sit down and make something. So I'm still, as we speak, not completely settled in where I live here, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't like feeling like I'm behind, because classes started yesterday actually, and I don't like feeling like I'm behind. I don't like running up to the last minute on things like this. Generally, if I'm able to, I move in like a week and a half before any of my classes start. Unfortunately, with the internship I've been working over the past 8 months, it just was not possible for me to get back early and really be able to settle in easily before classes started. So I do apologize that it took me that long to get in, get settled, and be able to sit down and do this. I'll also apologize in advance for the fact that there will probably be more background noise here, because I actually live in a place that houses about 18 to 20 people, and where I was living before I had a 2-bedroom apartment to myself, so I really didn't have to worry about any background noise. The only thing I had to worry about was me making any noise in the background. But I'm excited to get back into it. I'm excited to get back into school and into this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm hoping this semester goes pretty good. I got a lot of hard classes, so I'm going to try to balance out both of these things in my life really well and be able to continue to deliver content. Again, I'll apologize for how long it took me to get here and get settled, but I mean, shoot, it's just like that pile of stuff that you're trying to pack up to move out just continues to grow. Like, you'd get 3 or 4 things loaded and packed up, and then you'd look back in the same room and it was just like you didn't take anything out of it. I mean, at one point I'm just like, what is going on? Since when have I had this much stuff? But now that we've got all that out of the way, I really want to get to what I kind of wanted to talk about today. Something that I've been seeing here lately, and actually in the past, is there's people that say that Call of Duty World War II has 0 replayability, and that just makes it an awful game. But to me, I'm just like, how can you say that the game has no replayability when you've put 14 days of gameplay into it? If you put 15 days of gameplay in it, like, obviously it had some replayability to you. And while I'll agree, and I have actually said in the past, that it's not the best game that's ever come out, it's not something that's amazing, that'll live on in our hearts forever, I do think it was a step in the right direction for the franchise. And I know that there were some people who really liked the boost jumping and wall running, but there was a large portion of the fan base that really didn't enjoy that and was tired of the futuristic settings. And I know what Sledgehammer was trying to do was recapture the former glory of the old Call of Duty games, because that's really where Call of Duty started out, was in World War II games. Bring it back to the roots, bring it back to boots on the ground. That's what they wanted, and that's what they sold us, and that's what we bought. Now, was their execution great? I'll say probably not, because there was a lot of issues coming out of the gate, like server outages on the front end, and lack of rewards for certain things, and really just not enough camos and stuff like that to go for. But I don't really think that makes it a bad game. I mean, it's probably not something that, like, I'm going to be demanding to be remastered in 7 or 8 years, but I think it was a step in the right direction, and I think if they keep moving forward like this and just trying to improve the gameplay and the flow of games in the future, I think they can do really good with it. Something, though, about the COD fan base, though, is they've always been a very passionate fan base, so if they don't like something, they're very vocal about it, which is a good thing, because if you're not vocal about things that you don't like, you're never going to get them changed. A large portion of the fan base demanded that they go back to boots on the ground gameplay, and they did. They listened to us, and that's what they made. I mean, they could have executed it much better. They could have given us more to go for, not restricted us in certain ways, but they did give us what we asked for, in that we wanted a boots on the ground game. And Treyarch is actually sticking with that in Black Ops 4, but it seems like they've improved a lot of things, a lot of gameplay, made it a little bit more tactical, and with the specialist it adds a different edge to the game, because the specialists really weren't balanced in the way they are in Black Ops 4 and BO3. 3. So I really think that we're headed in the right direction. I just think that for whichever studio that we have developing the game that year, we just got to be vocal, tell them what we want. Because like I said a minute ago, if you can't tell them what you want, you're not going to get it. And I'm not saying that there isn't any truth in people saying that World War II doesn't have a lot of replayability, because for me, once I got finished playing 2 weekends of the Black Ops 4 beta, I was not that excited to get back into World War II. Like, I wanted to be excited about it, I wanted to get back into it, but at the same time, when I'd play, I'd like die to a fire shotgun a bunch, or something that was just irritating, and you know, it just made it really hard to get back into it. But as I said in the last video, what I decided to do was just start having a little bit more fun with it, run setups I didn't normally run, and so far that's made it a lot more fun for me, like just trying to do things that I wouldn't normally do, because you know, we're running on the tail end of it, so you know, screw it, have a good time. And that's really where I'm trying to run with it. But I mean, I don't completely agree though that, you know, it doesn't have any replayability, because if it didn't, I wouldn't have put 14 days of my life in it. There's a lot of people who put a lot more time than that in it. So in all reality, I really just think that there's a lot of people that are a little too overly critical of the game. No, it's not the best. I mean, it's probably just okay, but you know, that's alright. There's nothing wrong with a game just being okay. I mean, yeah, you want something that's going to knock your socks off and make you want more all the time, but this game just wasn't it. But that's alright. They did a decent job. They brought back some people who hadn't been playing Call of Duty in quite a while. Like, I hadn't played consistently in the last couple of years when they started going to futuristic wall running and things like that. It just wasn't my style of play. But when Sledgehammer went back to boots on the ground World War II, that really got me excited about playing again, and once I got into it, I really enjoyed it. Even though I wish that the game had been better in a lot of ways, you know, I still had a lot of fun playing it, so it really brought me back into it, got me more on the hype for Call of Duty again, and I'm excited to play more games in the future and really get back into gaming more than I have been over the past couple of years. I do apologize for being a little bit all over the place in this one, but having a week off from it just really put me out of practice, so I do apologize for that, and I'll try not to let it happen again. As always, I really appreciate anybody who took the time to watch this video, and this is Ganthafax, signing off.